Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for January 19th to the 31st. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And before we jump right in, I just have to say happy birthday, Aquarius. We made it. I'm so excited for you. For if you're new to my channel, I'm an Aquarius. You have no idea. This is going to be the most unforgettable birthday season that we've ever had, okay? That you've ever had. Just the magnitude, the sheer magnitude of what's happening. And yes, there's more on the back. Oh, buckle up, okay? Buckle up, but happy birthday. This is, again, I'm very excited for what's about to happen, okay? And I must say that you look amazing as always. We always do. We look so good. We're the best sign. Now go grab some popcorn, get a bucket of popcorn, get a Coke Zero, iced tea, Zima, whatever you want. Get comfortable, because did you see your January forecast? You know that the last 2 weeks of January comes with a disclaimer, okay? It's animated. It can be a little bit overwhelming. There's a lot of potent aspects, okay? Welcome to Bonkersville. But it truly is this pivotal time for you on your spiritual journey. There's going to be aspects and alignments that have never happened in our lifetime. And also aspects and alignments that are going to be the last that we ever experience in our lifetime. So here's the thing. When I say this is going to be the most unforgettable birthday season, there's, well, just wait until we get the 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius, right? But that's not it. When we move into February, there's so much happening. And you know it. You know we got that new moon solar eclipse in our sign. You know we got the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Oh, this is going to be a big month, okay? But even before we get to February, I really, really had to be careful about explaining all of these things to you, because it's a very unique 2 weeks, all right? I had to make sure that you really understand what's happening. Now, usually I put the asterisks on the whiteboard right next to the best aspects. Yeah, you don't see any. And remember, there's more at the back here. There's more aspects. But it's not because these are bad aspects. These are amazing. It's because there are no challenging aspects. There are only potent ones, all right? So it's a matter of how you use them, okay? And you know that we are at this moment in time where the energy is just like a crescendo. These aspects are just getting mightier and mightier and louder, meaning you're getting more worked up, you're feeling more motivated. It's like you're on the dance floor at your own birthday party. The DJ puts on some rave song, Prodigy or something, yeah? And the music's building and it's building and it's building, and you've already kicked off your heels. You know that bass drop is coming. That's what the first week is going to feel like. You're going to feel something in your gut. You're going to feel that something's building. Something's in the air. You can you can taste it. You can taste it. You know your life is on the brink of dramatic change. There's some big things that are about to happen. Huge reality shift, okay? Especially Monday, January 19th, which I'm calling the flashpoint, yeah? Now, I dropped these forecasts a few days before the actual week begins. So if you are watching before we get to Monday, happy Martin Luther King Day if you're in the US. And the other thing is, don't forget, we have a gigantic new moon in Capricorn on Sunday the 18th, the day before. So all of that energy from that new moon is cast strongly over the first week, you know, the entire month. It's a Saturn-ruled new moon. And Saturn, as you know, is life lessons and karma. You share Saturn, right? With Capricorn, Saturn being our traditional ruler. We have 2 rulers. But here's the thing. You still have Mars in Capricorn for a few days as well. And so you know that there's things that are forming for you. And this new moon in Capricorn, whoa, that was in, you know, your 12th house. And the 12th house, it's, again, like I explained last week, it's a little nebulous. Yeah. It's spirituality, it's healing, it's the subconscious, it's intuition, it's dreams. And so, yeah, you probably reflected a lot. You probably had moments of reflection. But the great thing about the 12th house, because it is hidden matters, that's usually things happening behind the scenes for you. Yeah. And so it is going to enrich the next 2 weeks. Okay. But you will know, remember, it is intuition, spirituality. So you will feel that gut feeling that something is forming. So please plant seeds, set bold intentions, put wheels in motion for new beginnings, because literally the day after we enter a new season, Aquarius season, you are going to feel a great shift. Now, Capricorn energy, by the way, because you're still going to be feeling it and you're moving, you move through it, right? Capricorn season. Um, Capricorn is like the energy is mature, it's grounded, it's old bones, it's old soul, traditions. Aquarius energy is very forward thinking, it's innovative, rebellious. Aquarius rules the future. So Capricorn says, oh yeah, let's do this let's do this thing the way it was always done, let's follow the rules. But no, Aquarius energy is no, no, f that, we're gonna change the system. In fact, we're gonna disrupt the system. So at this juncture, which is, yeah, we're still on the first day, you are starting to see the old world crumble. You're starting to see your new you emerging and adapting to this brand new era that I've been talking about for 2 years. And if Capricorn is boomer energy and Aquarius is more like Gen Z, they're both Saturn ruled. Yeah. And Saturn is reality. So you kind of have the best of both worlds, and that is to your benefit. Now, this day on Monday, yeah, you are going to feel this energy of your own Aquarius season, right? Running through your bloodstream. You're going to feel a rush of endorphins, because what's happening is you're going to see all the hard work that you have done through Capricorn season, which requires which requires discipline, right? You're going to see the payoff now, and your focus will be on progress and everything that Aquarius stands for, which is freedom, liberation, your future, you doing you, the rebel, the independent, personality, all for the greater good. Aquarius rules humanity and the collective. So for the next 4 weeks, it is all about you. You get to do you. You've got 5 planets in your sign, like your entourage, and the end of January, with a rare lineup, with a 5-planet conjunction, you're already going to go through some of the greatest change of all of 2026. And not even stepping foot into February. Like, it's gonna be, honestly, like applesauce, okay? And one of the reasons why is because we're in Aquarius season. You become the change. You dare to think different. And that's what makes all the difference here. The stack of aspects on Monday, oh, we're never going to have that again. And remember, we already had a minor grand trine on Sunday with the new moon in Capricorn. The same thing that's happening on Monday, we have another mini grand trine. So we've got this back-to-back burst of potential with the exalted Mars still in Capricorn. Yeah, is going to sextile Saturn and Pisces. And then you have Saturn sextile Uranus in Taurus. And then you've got Mars trine Uranus. So there's your grand trine. There's your pyramid, all at 27 degrees exact. Like, what are the chances? This is harmonics. This is sacred geometry. This is something bigger than what we could ever perceive. This is Saturn at the top, at the apex, the ruler of both Capricorn and Aquarius. So there's a level of authority here, yeah? And plenty of opportunities and breakthroughs with the 2 sextiles. And you've got Uranus, your modern ruler, right? At play as well. So you see, you have your traditional ruler, your modern ruler, part of this mini grand trine. And Uranus, as you know, is the planet of change. Okay. So when I say this is one heck of a new beginning with the ramp of the new moon and a last of its kind mini grand trine and a never experienced 5 planet conjunction that's we're moving into in our sign. Whoa. Whoa. And also, I actually saved you for last. I wanted to do your reading last. I'm like, we got to talk. Why would it see? It might go a little long here. All right. So, new beginnings right off the bat. Okay. On the 19th. By the way, 19th, 1 + 9 = 10. 1 new beginning. So please do not weekend at Bernie's this day. Okay. Be active, take action, be present in the moment, fully commit to your future self, right? Because you got Mars sextile Saturn. That only happens every 2 years when the two malefic planets that rarely work harmoniously, they're rolling up their sleeves for you. And let me remind you, you've got Saturn in Pisces. That's your second house of income and finances and salary and self-worth and self-value. And it's Mars and Saturn. So this is endurance. This is willpower. This is being, extra proactive for your long-term goals. It's your grit. Yeah. And then you have Mars trine Uranus. That only happens once a year, and it just happens to happen today. Okay. This is your wake-up call. This is you feeling driven for dramatic change. And yes, there's likely going to be some activity within home and family and the foundations of your life. It is your 4th house. So you could be making big, plans. You may be moving. You may move unexpectedly. You may, move in with someone. You may buy real estate. So many things on the table. And remember, Uranus is a planet of the unexpected. So you could surprise yourself with anything that you do. You've got the power of Mars, right? And then lastly, you have Saturn sextile Uranus, your 2 rulers. This is the last time we had this Saturn sextile Uranus was the mid-1990s. Yeah, you got mail. Hello, internet. It was a thing. And remember, Aquarius rules technology. And so, either way, this is Saturn and Uranus. They're father and son, right? And this aspect, all of them, they really support your long-term goals, your achievements, breakthroughs, your awakening, innovation, sudden, revolutionary, radical, yet sustainable change that you choose to create. For your ambitions and your dreams and these new systems that you're implementing and you're initiating. And yes, this is a mini grand trine. This is 3 areas of your life that's going to be impacted. Remember, Saturn is reality checks, but commitments too. You are the one that's steering your ship here. All right. And like I said, we're never going to have this again, but also Mars is going to be in Capricorn just a few days before moving into your sign. All right. So use this energy because this is grounding. Yeah. That Capricorn energy. You're about to enter a 2-week period of overstimulation and urgency and the world just moving fast around you and a lot of, again, potent aspects. Yeah. So use this, ground yourself, because the same day, you got Venus conjunct Pluto in your sign at 3 degrees. This is the first of many conjunctions to come. This is stimulation. This is electric. This is magnetic. This is you feeling this willingness to change. Pluto is transformation and regeneration and death and rebirth. But this is Venus and Pluto, okay? So 2 things here. A, Pluto has entered the building. And B, Venus and Pluto, this is love and money. You are going to have these intense, deep feelings. Remember, Pluto's all about that depth, right? With love and money and power and your values and investments. But you're Aquarius. You're going to be thinking outside the box. But here's the bigger picture here. This is happening in your sign, right? This is all about you. This is all about you, your personality, your identity, the role that you play. You're just going to feel this surge of energy. This is highly impactful. Pluto happens to rule your 10th house. And so the 10th house is career. It's fame. It's recognition. Even if you're not here for a career, what do you want to be known for? Where are you exerting that energy into? That's what this is. So career, your reputation, the 10th house is very public facing. It's your legacy, it's achievements. And so every single one of these conjunctions Pluto is going to be in, there will be an element of all of that roped in, okay? Just to let you know. So please circle this day in your calendar. Get out your Apple pens, your normal pens. This is a big day, okay? And even though we're just 5, well, no, not even 5, even though we're just days away from that 5-planet conjunction, right? I mean, it's already starting. You still have this you have density with a stellium in your sign, right? You've got the sun, you've got Venus, you've got Pluto, and you've got the moon. So you have the moon in your sign too. But then on Tuesday, January 20th, Mercury will sextile Neptune. We'll talk about that later. But then Mercury will then move into your sign. So now you have a 5-planet stellium. And a stellium is when you have 3 or more planets in a sign. So do you see how much energy is going to be in your sign? And Mercury in Aquarius, as I told you in your monthly forecast, Mercury is considered exalted in Aquarius. And Mercury in Aquarius is just original, authentic, intelligent, forward thinking, very ahead of the curve. I mean, you've got the planet of the mind in the sign of the future. So you're going to feel right at home. And this can be very cerebral too. I mean, already you remember you've got 5 planets here, all right? But you will have Mercury in your sign for the rest of the month, and you're just going to feel charged up. You're going to feel this excitement. You're going to feel restless. You're going to, you're going to dream big. This is all about your freedom, right? And again, like rebellion, this is you doing you. And this is you being this is a gift. Consider this a gift from the universe. And it's all about the greater good. This is like Ethan Hawke in Dead Poet Society standing on his desk saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." This is all this energy of you doing you, making a statement through your individuality, your uniqueness. That's what Aquarius is known for. Yeah. And by the way, this isn't a typical Mercury in Aquarius ingress. I mean, Wednesday, January 21st, you have a Mercury cazimi. And so now you have the sun conjunct Mercury, 2 degrees. We just had Mars cazimi. We had Venus cazimi. Now we have Mercury cazimi. So now you've got the planet of the mind, of communication in your sign, going through its death and rebirth. There's an upgrade here. You will have epiphanies. You will have a lot of clarity. You're going to have brilliant ideas in that genius mind of yours, even more brilliant than Aquarius 1.0. Remember, you're 2.0 now, right? In this brand new era. But Thursday, January 22nd, this is where it just gets a little bit bananas. You've got Mercury conjunct Pluto, okay? 3 degrees. And you essentially have a triple cazimi with Venus conjunct Pluto, the sun conjunct Mercury, and Mercury conjunct Pluto. What is happening? What is going on? Buckle up, all right? Pluto's power. I want to remind you of that. Pluto's power, empowerment, not just transformation, okay? And so you're no longer driving in comfort mode or echo mode or whatever mode. And it doesn't matter if you're 20 or 30 or 70 or 80. It's about to get real for everybody. This is forward momentum like you've never seen. And it's not about going slow or fast. Again, it's how you navigate. You are the one behind the driver's seat. So with Mercury conjunct Pluto, this is that genius mind, the Thomas Edison, the Mozart. I can list off every brilliant Aquarius from the past. But here's the thing. You've got this brilliant mind, Mercury, merging his energies with Pluto, the planet that digs deep and excavates and investigates, right? He's ruler of the underworld. And so this aspect is deeply psychological. It's very forensic. It's probing. And as we know, Pluto digs for the truth. Okay. So secrets and revelations, truths coming to the surface. That's what's going to happen here, especially you being honest with yourself. Okay. And that requires the deepest level of self-love. This is a day where you're likely going to have some moments, conversations, thoughts about your career and your legacy and your reputation. These conversations might be really deep. They might be really intense. You might have really deep thoughts, but there's confidence here. Okay. It's very likely words are going to be exchanged. Mercury is communication, and you're feeling confident, and truths will be revealed. This is disclosure, is what this is. All right. Mercury conjunct Pluto. And the other thing is, remember, Aquarius is the rebel, does its own thing. So just be mindful with this one. With Mercury conjunct Pluto, it can be potent. Yeah. Words can become like sticks and stones. So be responsive, not reactive. Remember, everything is energy, vibration, frequency, your thoughts, the words that come out of your mouth, the inflection of your voice. Be very, very mindful because your future self is watching you right now. What reality do you want to create for your future self? Okay, because this is happening conveniently at the same time that Mars will sextile Neptune. We'll talk about that in a second. But Friday, January 23rd, you got the Sun conjunct Pluto. So now you have the Pluto Kusumi. All right. Mars, Venus, Mercury, and Pluto. So when you have the Sun conjunct Pluto, you now have the planet of death and rebirth having its own death and rebirth in your sign. So this is potent. This is penetrating. It's commanding. It's the sun. It's, life force. It's the reason 8 billion people on this planet are alive. The sun merging its energies with a planet of transformation in the sign of the 8 billion people on this planet. Aquarius ruling humanity. So when I said in your annual forecast that you will be adapting to change around you, you inevitably become part of that change. And this is a day where, you're going to have really big moments, okay, where you are going to shine. You're going to have moments where you're going to really find the truth of what you may do to become the best version of yourself, like what's best for you. And remember, this is all on an individual level where you're going to see blind spots, on your path to enlightenment. It's the sun. Remember, Pluto is the dark, the underworld. There's going to be some truths coming to the surface. You're going to see what you need to see, what makes you authentically you as well. You're going to embrace that. Because remember what I said in your January forecast. This is all about the truth, your truth, standing for truth if you can handle the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. The truth sets you free. Yeah? This is Aquarius season. Remember what I said. It's all about freedom, okay? And yes, this does mean realizing if you've been lying to yourself about anything, this is the day that forces beyond our control may push you to face something that you have been avoiding, okay? But again, Aquarius is freedom. so you can be your authentic self. Yeah. And this is, this is visibility. It is empowerment. It's the cracking of the egg for your death and rebirth, your identity reset, the new, stronger you for the new world, the new reality, new timeline that you are creating. Remember, change is the only constant. Yeah. And the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Okay. Thank you, Socrates. But you see what's happening on that same day? Mars is moving into your sign, 0 degrees, of course. Well, that's where pure potential exists. But also, welcome to your 5-planet conjunction in your sign with Mars, Pluto, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, all between 0 to 7 degrees. Those are the early degrees of new beginnings. And we've never experienced this in our lifetime. Remember, it's been 250 years since Pluto has been in Aquarius. This is cosmic symphony right here. The last time Mars was in Aquarius, by the way, was 2 years ago. So if you want to, think about what happened for you the first 2 weeks of February 2024. Because what happened around that time, Pluto very briefly kind of dipped its toes in Aquarius and then just moved back to Capricorn. Remember, there was a small little ingress. So you might be able to pick up like patterns or, little tracks of what you might expect this time around. But just to be very clear, this is going to be very, very different. This is a 5-planet conjunction with a reborn Venus and Mars and Pluto. And like, this is big. This is a seismic shift. All right. Not just a shift, seismic. All right. Now, because you have the planet of action and determination and libido and everything, this is Mars, right? And the sign of the future and freedom and individuality. Like, you're not going to want change. You're going to demand it. It's Mars, the God warrior. You're going to fight for it, especially with the moon. The moon's going to be in Aries, sextile Mars. So there's that pioneering spirit that there's some big emotional initiation investment, right? You're really going to feel this day is the point that I'm making. You're done with the small things. You're onto big things now. Okay. But please be mindful. This is a 5-planet conjunction. Please be mindful. Okay. Because your body could be like a circuit breaker around this time. Remember, Mars is physicality too. So the change that you want, you need for your new era is coming, right? But you have to be honest with yourself. It's Pluto, okay? With a lot of conjunctions. So do some stretching, do some breath work, mime work. Well, I don't know if that's a thing. Do some juggling. Change is non-negotiable, right? You're going to experience circumstances where you will have to be the snake shedding its skin, the phoenix rising from the ashes. Pluto has entered the building. And now Mars is here for 2 months, okay? Until March 1st. Month and a half. You're going to feel this. You're going to feel this. All right. The other thing is, well, let's talk about those sextiles with Neptune. So remember, on January 20th, you had Mercury sextile Neptune. Thursday, January 22nd, you're going to have Mars sextile Neptune. So you've got those 2 planets sextiling Neptune and Pisces, both at 29 degrees. This is great if you're a creative type, an artistic type. Even if you're not, this is amazing. These are big windows of opportunity. And those 2 days, remember, those are the peak days of these aspects. So you're going to feel it all week, these 2 aspects. Yeah. Mercury being in your sign says, well, actually January 20, yeah, yeah. Not in your sun by then, right? When does Mercury move into your sign? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Before, but it's at that 29-degree point. So even still, this is you having that vision of what you're meant to be, what you want to do, all of that. And then Mars is the action that you're going to take. Mars is helping you pursue your ideals and your vision. He's going to help you implement them. But the big story around this is that these two aspects. And by the way, remember Neptune's in Pisces in your second house. So again, a lot of emphasis on money and finances, as well as self-worth, self-value, even material possessions. I wouldn't be surprised if you go out and buy a really nice painting. Anyway, because, Neptune's visual, right? Here's the thing. These aspects are happening at 29 degrees. Remember, that's that critical anaretic degree. This is a graduation, but it's at 29 degrees Pisces. This is the last degree in the last sign of the zodiac. It's the end of the end. This is the end of a cycle. This is the end of an era. So this is also a major rebirth. And Pisces energy in general is very healing. It's this spiritual detox, this emotional purging that you may feel around this time. So engage with your chi and your chakras, your prana, your kundalini, flow state, hemisync, connect with the ether. You might do I don't know, you might do the peace sign in a selfie. Neptune does rule photography, but either way, this is truly the end of an era, okay? And then Saturday, January 24th, you've got Juno connecting with the nodes of fate. So Juno is still in Capricorn. She's going to trine the South Node in Virgo and sextile the North Node in Pisces. So big money energy. Yeah? Because remember the nodes, right? They're in your money houses, the 8th and the 2nd. Juno, who's divine feminine, Jupiter's wife, she's all about the balance of power in relationships. She's Libra's asteroid. So she represents the, equality in partnerships and love and marriage and business partners, contracts, agreements. She's negotiating on your behalf with the nodes of fate. And so there's something here when you bring in contracts, when you bring in money. But again, she's in your 12th. So that's why I say there's something behind the scenes. Yeah, she's going to trine the South Node. Remember, the South Node Virgo, that's your 8th house. And so there's a lot of mystery around the 8th house as well. So this is a very interesting aspect that I just want you to keep an eye on, because just 2 days later, Monday, January 26th, this is the big day. The first time since 1861, Neptune moving into Aries, 0 degrees. Now, you already had a preview of this, March 30th to October 22nd. So Aries rules your 3rd house. What happened for you? Yeah, around that time when it came to communication, when it came to writing and PR and advertising and branding yourself or branding your company, social media. 3rd house rules the internet. Maybe you started a blog. Yeah. 3rd house is your local community. It's travel. You had moments, but it's also Aries energy. So leadership in these areas, new ventures that you may have started. I actually did a video on what you can expect with Neptune in Aries. I'll leave it at the end of this video. Just know that Neptune is officially in Aries until 2039. It's generational. It's an outer planet. He's way out there too. But this is a day where, and yeah, we have 14 years to talk about this. So check out that video. And I mean, at the very least, you might, because it is your 3rd house too, you might want to start creating new mantras, right? Especially with all this Plutonian energy. You're going to have to see the forest for the trees. Like, this is going to be a week. Remember what I said about truths coming to the surface? That's not just you, it's everybody, right? But it's in your sign, so it does seem like you might be revealing things or being honest with yourself about something, and that's what's gonna, you know, help you change your life, right? And here's the other thing: the moon will be exalted in Taurus this day. We do have a first quarter moon actually. It's gonna sextile Jupiter. There may be some more there may be home stuff. There may be something here where home and family, parents, children, real estate, maybe even relationships like your significant other, there may be some uh, activity around here. But just consider this day like a checkpoint, okay? Especially regarding your values and money and relationships. Everything's changed. You're adapting to this brand new you, this brand new era. And you are in the year of the fire horse. You're in a 1 year, the great awakening. You've tipped over into this brand new era, and you know there's no going back. We don't know how to reverse time. Yeah. Out with the old, in with the new. And it's from this day, 18 days from this day, when Saturn will move into Aries, meaning Saturn and Neptune, they're going to be conjunct all the way to February 20th, the day of their perfection at 0 degrees Aries, the beginning of the beginning and the great reset. But before we get there, Tuesday, January 27th, we've got the great disruptor with Mars conjunct Pluto. Now, these two planets are the most powerful planets, and they meet up every 2 years in this conjunction. And so this is deep, raw power in the most rebellious sign, okay? So this can feel like a particle accelerator. It's an amplifier. It's like a violent femme song, okay? This is a day, by the way, where there's no way someone's going to steal your lunch money. This is empowerment. This is adrenaline. This is willpower. This is strong desire for your passions, your transformation, your evolution. This is in every single way, physically, emotionally, mentally, sexually, spiritually. But again, a lot of emphasis. It's you. It's all in your sign. But remember, Pluto natively rules your 10th. So there may be some really big career moments for you around this time, okay? So this is great, but just a reminder, it's potent. Pluto can be extreme. Pluto, sure, is empowerment, but Pluto is also destruction. Mars is the god warrior. Mars is like a laser. He can be like a spear. Long hair don't care. He's cutting cords. You might be cutting cords. There's, this can be power struggles. It can be power trips. It could be the spider bite to the superhero you become. Or maybe you've seen The Boys on Amazon. It goes either way. Again, it's how you use it. You know what this aspect is? It's the feeling or experience of having nothing for so long to suddenly, instantly, just like that, having everything. So channel this energy with precision, handle it with care. Remember, you're on a karmic journey. Everything you do has ripple effects. So go with the flow with the go if you feel that it's a little intense, because I'm going to give you another reminder here, Aquarius. This isn't a standalone aspect. This aspect is one of the most powerful aspects out of all aspects, one of the most powerful aspects of this year, but it's part of a 5-planet conjunction. So this is really amplifying power, okay? This is a lot of energy, and we know energy needs to be discharged. So Use this aspect. Don't let it use you. Own it, okay? There, and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be great. By the way, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for your sister or your baseball coach, it's gonna be the air signs Gemini, Libra, and obviously you. That's gonna feel all these conjunctions the most. I'm going to throw in the fire signs too. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, if you have any planets 0 to 5 degrees, I'll even go up. I'll go up to 6. Yeah? 0 to 6 degrees. You will feel. Okay? You're going to have those planets are going to be aspected if they're in any of the air signs. Even honestly, even the fire signs, but it will be the air signs that will feel, these the most. And by the way, the moon will be in Gemini this day. The moon in Gemini is going to trine Pluto and Mars in your sign. This is stimulating. This is really stimulating. And this is a great day for, I mean, you're not going to forget this day. Okay? You're going to be very communicative. You're going to be very active. You're going to be physically active. This is, the moon in Gemini. But it's also, remember, Gemini rules the nervous system. So you could feel very restless too when it comes to love and romance. Gemini rules your 5th, right? So joy and pleasure and procreation, creativity, creative projects, family, children, all of it. The 5th house is joy and pleasure. Anyway, it's a great day. Now, one day that's actually not on the whiteboard, which happens to be the biggest, most colossal and headline making day, I'd say, in the past few centuries. January 28th, my birthday, along with Jackson Pollock and Nick Carter and Elijah Woods. Anyway, when's your birthday? Let me know if we're birthday twins. But I do want to take this time to thank you for all your kindness, all your support. I hope you can see how much doing your readings brings me so much joy. And I wouldn't even be here without you. All right. So thank you so much. And if you do watch my live streams, by the way, I do live streams on the weekends, or you might know that I've gone through some experiences. Yeah. If you know, you know. But the past, I'd say 5-6 months, I have experienced a lot of trauma, a lot of grief, a lot of blackouts, physical therapy, as well as my dog, Ruby, as she's still in physical therapy. Her health is also, she's had moments. And so this is all, if you want to look at it through an astrological lens, this is due to this 1 in a trillion chance that I have 7 very challenging, long aspects, that just happen to converge over that 5-6 month period. My personal chart that brought indescribable circumstances, such as being involved in a federal crime case, among many other things, half of which I just told you. Anyway, the universe is so full of surprises. The thing is, I'm happy to report that half of those aspects are finally gone. Yeah. Next week will be one more. So I'm not out of the woods yet, but I do feel like I learned a lot. I went through a big rebirth moment. I am very relieved to be at this end of it, but I do want to thank you for your kindness, your support, all your patience, the messages that y'all would send, especially with Ruby. It really means so much to me. So just wanted to let you know. Oh, and then Thursday, January 29th. Yes, you've got Mercury conjunct Venus. Another conjunction. It's just, there's so many, but here's the thing. This one is, they're inner planets. So they happen a little bit more frequently. This is just you being social. This is you wanting stimulation, mental stimulation. This is you also being very diplomatic. This brings diplomacy. It's Venus. But the reason why this is great in terms of divine timing is because this comes after all that intensity, right? From the past 2 weeks. The one thing is the moon will be in Cancer, squaring Neptune and Aries, freshly new, right? So there may be a little bit of confusion around this day, but the moon will conjunct Jupiter the next day, all right? January 30th. But either way, you're going through a lot of change. And the other thing is, yes, like some of y'all are going to feel these conjunctions really strongly on the exact days. Some of y'all maybe later. It's every Aquarius is different. We have different birth charts, different rising signs. So that's the thing. Conjunctions, remember to think of them as like seeds being planted. So you're going to see things emerge anyway, down the line. But let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius, for January 19th to the 31st. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. Team Aquarius, y'all crack me up. Y'all are funny. Yep. Okay. Thank you. You're really, yeah. I brought out a candle for you. The whole thing. Aquarius, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. Offers the best overview. And if we need to pull clarifiers, oh, you know that we will. You know we will. Yeah, I got you. I'll do some extra stuff for you. I'm gonna do some extra stuff. Okay, let's get started here. I love y'all. Happy birthday. What are y'all doing for your birthday? I was thinking I'll tell you later. I was gonna do this. I'll tell you later. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Mm. Okay. I can't even. Yep. There we go. There we go. You're really, really, really good. Really good. We just have to talk about something. We were still going to get the. Okay, so there you go. You have the Ten of Cups. This is great. Listen, this is a card of total enjoyment. This is nirvanic. This is this state of happiness where you're just in this state of happiness where you don't even, like time passes by, like hours and hours and hours, right? So that's what's going to feel like when you move into the next 2 weeks. And it feels like there was something, it's almost like official. There was something official. There was something official that may have happened recently. There could have been something that was like, it felt like a milestone moment, like you made it. I mean, this is a 10 anyway, but it's the 10 of Cups. That's a lot of enlightenment in this, like, happy family, happy kids, happy everything. So really great, because this is Cups, it's emotions, it's feelings, it's love, it's intuition. I love that for you. Look who it is. You got the Seven of Swords in the heart of your spread. And so I want you to ask yourself 2 things here. This, whatever that is it, does it feel finished, right? Does it feel like that milestone is complete? You've moved on to the next stage? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just, there's something happening here. This is your card. This card is actually attributed to Moon in Aquarius. Yeah. And you see that there's someone here stealing all these swords in broad daylight, right? He's meant to be caught. It's in the heart of your spread. What did I say? You got all these Pluto conjunctions. It's all about truth and being honest with yourself. Okay? So there's something you're going to have to be honest with yourself with for the next 2 weeks. it feels like you're holding on to something. You gotta you gotta speak up. You gotta speak up. And listen, I obviously, as an Aquarius, I get it. I get it. You're Aquarians are the ones that ask the questions. And in a way it's to deflect, right? Aquarians keep people at arm's length. They only let their inner circle in. I get it. I get it. But there is some things that it might be better off if you just say what it is. Okay? The other thing is that, and that's why it's, when I see what's happening here, it's almost like, did you get away with something that was from this moment? Okay. The other thing that I was going to say is that I'm going to clarify. There's something here. There it is. Yeah. Okay. The other thing that I was going to say is, um, it feels strategic. It feels really smart. You have 5 planets, your entourage, doing wonderful things for you. Mercury in your sign, that's like genius on a whole other level. You could pass off being AI. Like, this is brilliant. Okay. So 2 things, actually. All right. There could have been something here in the next 2 weeks where, yes, you have to think outside the box. You have to, think different. You have to see things in different ways. And you're doing a really good job. You're keeping the needle moving forward. Okay. It may be unorthodox. It may not be traditional, but that's you. That's you being an Aquarius. As long as you are still being honest with yourself, that's fine. Yum. All right. And you got the sun. So that's the other thing. Be honest with yourself and be on just in any circumstance, any situation, because this is like a crowning moment for you for having these strategies and being really smart and clever. But the other thing is, if you're not being honest with yourself, oh yeah, people are going to see that. Yeah. With the sun. But you're good. You're absolutely good. Just be and this is part of your rebirth too, right? Out with the old, in with the new. Be honest with yourself about, remember what I said, the new changes that are coming in, the new you that you're adapting to. The sun, by the way, card 19, okay? What did we say? 1 + 9 = 10. 1, 0. So this is kind of like this, reborn, rebirth moment. In fact, you see the wisdom child here with with a red feather in the cap. Yeah. I can't bring this one up too close because of the rules and stuff, because there's you get it. But anyway, it's the same feather in the cap for the Fool, all right? And so it does feel like there is this pure potential that's forming around this time. You just, again, this is all about facing your truths and being honest with yourself. And the reason why I think that you're in the clear is you did get justice in your crown. You got judgment in the root of your spread. Like, whoa, you are going to have moments. You're going to have some big moments. Is this really what I want? Do I feel good in this relationship? Do I see myself at this job 2 years from now? Am I following my calling? Like, you're going to have big moments. You're going to have big questions. All right. But just be true to you. Yeah, that 3 of Pentacles too. All right. So there may be something here. It's almost like you're getting away with, not getting away, but you're strategically getting yourself out of a situation that you don't want to be in, but it actually could be good for you. All right. So just remember, be honest with yourself about that. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're building something, right? They're building that cathedral. You got the architect here. He can't build it without the or the architect, he can't build it without the stonemason, and vice versa. So it requires teamwork, working with others. There may be a situation here, it may not be the right fit for you. If it is a job or company, it is Pentacles. Um, but I still feel an opportunity is there that you're just like, eh. So just remember, as long as you're being honest with yourself, you're going to be fine. You have justice in your crown. You're going to do the right thing. This is your conscience. This is your crown. This is spiritual. This is divine awareness. This is everything. You're going to be fine. Okay. Just be honest with yourself. If you're asking yourself, am I doing the right thing? Go to the park, get a blanket, the cool sunglasses that you wear those. Yeah. Just have a moment. Okay. If you have to ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Then take some time out. All right. And I only say that because of that. Otherwise, like, they're good. Judgment in the root of your spread. Yeah. There's something inside you that's ready to be born, ready to come out. This is, look, you got an archangel blowing the trumpet, Archangel Gabriel. You got these people here. They're dead. And now they're arising, right? They heard the sound, the blowing of the trumpets. There's the only card in tarot that has a connotation, a sound. What is sound? It's energy, it's vibrations, it's frequency, it's healing. And so this is a huge spiritual awakening, but it's also like this wake-up call. But like I said, it's almost like you're going to have this calling, right? And it feels really good. And then you have the Queen of Wands in your future. You're good. Queen of Wands, she gets whatever she wants. She's the Queen of Wands. This is epitome of passion, feeling passionate and doing everything that brings her this high degree of passion, but also that raises her frequency, yeah, of compassion and kindness and self-love and gratitude and all of that. She's got it all. And that's why she can attract everything. Yeah. She's very charismatic. People gravitate toward her. She's also, by the way, do you see the sunflower in her hand and the sunflowers in her throne? I always like to point these out. These sunflowers exist in the actual sun card. And the sun being optimism and opportunities and vitality and good health and wealth and everything, that life force that we talked about. She holds the powers of the sun. Okay? So you're going to be good. You're going to get, she's also the entrepreneur. Like, remember, you have a lot of work stuff happening. You're going to get the things that you want. You just stay at that high frequency. But, oh, this is very interesting. Let's get to your stuff. Yeah. Aquarius, come on. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, hype. It's like a whole, I got to write these down. Leave comments though. Tell me what are y'all doing for your birthday? What are y'all doing for your birthday? I will tell you after. I'll tell you what I'm doing after. Okay. I want to see something here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got the chariot. Did you got the chariot last time? Um, listen, it's all about that willpower. Yeah. And I remember you getting the chariot. So it's just don't lose inspiration. Okay. That's all it is. Where the chariot is in your staff as a first card, just don't lose inspiration. You're doing great. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't look back. Just keep going. Okay. Because you're learning a lot as you go. And that's empowering you. All right. And you're doing your own thing too. You got the hangman. In your external factors area, it looks like there's gonna be someone in your life that helps you see something differently. And I think that this a very spiritual, the hangman, right? But it feels like that could be someone that's part of your path that's meant to be on this journey with you into this amazing future that you're about to have. But I love that. The other thing is that it's probably a good idea to surrender at this point anything that you don't need. Yeah, because the hangman, that's what he's done, right? And by the way, if you are a cross watcher, this and one other card, but yeah, it's come out a lot of the other spreads. So hangman comes right before the death card, right? So he's ready to have this big life change, ready to have this huge transformation in his life. And in order to do so, you have to change the way that you're thinking about things, leaving everything in the past that doesn't serve you anymore, right? The other thing is he's making a sacrifice, all right? Because that's how important his future is to him. You see the halo around his head. And so, what are the things that you have to sacrifice, all right? Because these Pluto conjunctions are going to be strong. And I probably gave you like 10 warnings, like, these are strong, these are potent, okay? Things are going to come up. You're going to feel stuff. So, you're also, I mean, you got Mercury in your sign too. You're going to be processing a lot. So there is something here, and it just really is more about old beliefs, okay? But it does look like there is someone that is going to be pivotal here in terms of helping you see something that maybe you needed to see, especially if you were, not being honest with yourself. Now you have the Five of Cups. That's fine. It's a third card in your staff. Just listen, don't not do something that you want to do because you are thinking in your head, if I do this, I might regret it. Don't do that. Okay. And then you'll be fine. Okay. And then this is also, same thing here. You just can't get stuck in the past. You've got to let whatever happened in the past go. Actually, literally, your entire staff is saying that. Okay. Remember, he's moving forward. He's learning a lot through his journey. He's not staying stuck in any of that energy. You have the hangman who's seeing things in a new way because the old ways were no longer working. You have the Five of Cups, which there's two full cups behind him. All he's got to do is turn around and face the future, and he'll be good. Yeah? Those cups are spilled. He's not going to drink the wine off the ground. Neither are you. And then you have the Six of Swords and your final outcome, which is saying, sure, there could have been some challenging moments that you may have had in the past, or you could be having in the next 2 weeks. But whatever happens, no matter anything that happens, you're not going to get stuck. They're in a boat. They're moving forward. And those swords are in the boat. Sure, anything that could have been challenging, they're still taking it with them because they're not going to get stuck. They got to catch, their connecting ferry, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. The swords are in front of the boat. They're protected. Yeah? Look at the ferryman over the family here. There's protection here. Okay? You're protected as long as you move forward up here. All right? So there's a little bit of everything here, like your physical world, spiritually thinking, mentally, like higher mind, physical mind, even emotionally, like it's all about moving forward. You're going to be fine. You're actually really good. But just be honest with yourself about everything that comes up. Pluto's going to make you. Aquarius. Oh yeah, what am I going to do for you? I'm going to let me do here. Okay. I'll pull some. I'm going to do. Let's do let's do a message one. Okay. What is Aquarius's big message for the last 2 weeks of January. What they got to know for their birthday season? I'll do 2 cards. Your big message is yeah, 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So kind of like the chart, like you're learning as you go, you're absorbing things, you're processing things. The 8 of Pentacles, oh, you're seeking your legacy and you're working hard for it. Okay, that's the 8 of Pentacles. You're really moving in this direction where you're there, like no distractions, no excuses. You're getting the job done, and you're showing it. Like people are seeing that, and there is a sense of like, really honing in on your craft, wherever you're putting your energy. And again, like I said, a lot of career, a lot of money stuff that can be big themes for you this week, but that's just, staying focused and being driven. And that is indicative of you stick to it, you're going to be successful. Good for you. The other one, 3 of Wands. Look at you. You're ready to go, but you got to just go, right? 3 of Wands is like, I call it the green light card. It's all sky, right? The sky's the limit. It's all sea. Sea is endless, right? So there's so much out there for you. And all you got to do is just go and explore. And in the process, it's all about self-discovery too. So these are really great. I love that. Yeah. You're good. I mean, I love that. Yeah, I mean, you got the sun in the heart of your spread, so you're great. But just you're good. Aquarius, thanks so much. Next week we'll oh yeah, we're gonna dive into February. And you, by the way, did I talk about partnerships? There's something or a contract ending. We have that full moon in Leo on February 1st. So like, yeah, just like right there. Anyway, we'll talk about next week. And then tier 3 members, really good and legendary members, because the last 2 weeks of January feel like a month. We're gonna we're gonna do your bonus spread as if it's a monthly forecast. We'll look at love, we'll look at career, we'll look at everything. All right, money, I got you. And you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. This is that one time a year where I say, hey, consider becoming a member. I never ask. And I don't know. It's not my thing, but yeah, I always do it around my birthday season. I'm like, it'd be great. It'd be great. Clearly, you see how awkward this is for me. But anyway, if you want to become a member, would love to have you. Aquarius, oh my gosh, it's really late. Anyway, but yeah, it does help support the channel, all of that. But it actually is very meaningful. I don't know if y'all know, but it is. All right, Aquarius, if you like this reading, be great if you like, subscribe, share, hype. But leave comments. I really do want to know what's going on. I want to see. This is for me as much as it is for you. Yeah? All right. Anyway, Aquarius, this is going really long. I'll talk to you later. All right. Thanks so much. Happy birthday. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.